What's up, faithful? It's Victory Sunday, and we just figured out who we might play. The Giants knocked the Vikings out, and we got to talk all about it. Let's go. We got to drop the intro, and let's talk everything we got. Let's go, faithful. It is Victory Sunday, fresh off smoking the Seattle Seahawks. We smoking that Seattle pack all day, all week. Feels good. Breathe it in. 3-0 against the Seahawks. Undefeated against the NFC West. And we're the number 2 seed. But guess what? We're not playing the Vikings, the Paper Tigers. The Giants came to today, the first road team of the playoffs this year, to get a win. They came to Minnesota and they crushed them. They ran all over them. Saquon Barkley had himself a day. And let me tell you, the 49ers get to play the winner of Tampa Bay and Dallas. Oh, my God. We got to talk all about it. I got a guest in the building. Let's welcome him in. The Locksmith. What's up, man? How you doing?
Man, dude. Yo, that game was crazy. That game was crazy, bro.
It was wild. Wild. Hold on.
Okay, I should switch my camera around. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
we're good now. We're good.
Yo, bro, that game was crazy, man. I mean, I know Minnesota was not the truth, but I expected them to get this game. I expected us to know who we were going to play today. We're playing Minnesota. You know what I'm saying? It's over. But for them to lose to the Giants, look, the Giants gave Philadelphia all they can handle last week. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And they played their B squad.
They played their B squad.
They didn't have this. Yo, I got to say, shout out to Brian Daboll. You know, in the playoffs, it's about how you start to play and how you're vibing and feeling at the end of the season. You know, a week ago, I was like, I can't believe he rested his starters. I wanted him to beat the Vikings or to Eagles so we could get the number 1 seed. But you know what? He had a bigger plan for his team. He's like, I want to rest these guys and come into Minnesota and he was making sure these guys were ready for Minnesota. He didn't care about anybody else. And he was smart. He rested them. They looked so well rested. They came out and they punished Minnesota. Because look, I did my playoff predictions. And this is what I said. I said, I have Minnesota. I picked them, but I still was like weary of it. I said, I could see the Giants winning because they're a tough team. They're a physical team. They got a good run game, but I just didn't have enough to pick them. Yesterday, I was talking to some people after the Niners. I was like, I kind of have this feeling the Giants were going to win. I don't know. Like, I want to change my pick, but I had to stand by my word. So I picked Minnesota. But, man, today, Minnesota showed their true colors. Their defense is bad. Justin Jefferson he got clamped up, man. I know you got to throw him the ball no matter what, and he's got to get open, but he got clamped. Giants defense was great. Brian Daboll, hell of a coach, great dude. I got to give him all the credit, man. He took the Giants to the playoffs, and they won a game.
And they won, bro.
Yeah.
They won. I'm just like, look, let me tell you, bro. I have my Kirk Cousins bars all ready to go.
You had it set, bro.
I was like, yo, I'm about to go in on Kirk Cousins. I already know they're going to get it done. And I'm just like, I just can't. I mean, I knew it could happen, but I'm just like in shock that it actually happened. And you're absolutely right. Dable got those guys ready to go. He had them ready to play. Like you got to give him his credit. And Saquon is a beast, man. I mean, he's a beast. Daniel Jones is a tough guy, man. He's tough.
A ballsy player. Yo, you got to give Danny Dimes his credit because he's been running out there. He's playing. He looked like a Steve Young out there. I was like, damn, this boy running and gunning. And that's credit to Brian Daboll because before this year, everybody wrote off Danny Dimes. He's a bust. And this was a make or break year. He was really good this year. And again, credit to the Giants. They got to play the Eagles. And I like that. The reason I like the Giants, I think the Giants can beat them up. And if the Giants don't beat Philly, they're going to make them hurt. And
It's going to be hard. Exactly.
They're going to be limping into that NFC Championship game, like tired and worked out because Giants play physical. Now, I think they have a chance to beat Philadelphia. It's a division game. You know how those goes. The Niners just beat Seattle, third division game. The teams are going to play tough no matter what. They know each other. The last time the Giants played Philly, they were resting their starters. They didn't want to play that hard, and they almost beat them resting their starters, right?
Facts, yeah. Last game, I was like pulling, like, yo, please beat them, please, like, you know what I mean? Like it came down to the wire, but I looking forward to the 49ers. So now we either get Tampa Bay or we get Dallas. Yo, I'm not even gonna say, like, you would think Dallas should have this thing taken care, wrapped up, but come on, man. Tom Brady is not going to go out. He's not going to, like, if they keep this game close.
That's why I told my best friend, because one of my best friends, he's a huge Cowboys fan. Like, we grew up, and he knew I was a Niner guy. I knew he was a Cowboys guy. Like, we always talked to. He was just texting me before this. He was like, "Oh, Niners Cowboys, it's going to happen." I was like, "You guys got to take care of Tom." And he goes, "You're right, man." I said, this is what I told him. I said, if you guys keep Tom hanging around and he has a minute left to go and he has a chance to win the game, you guys are done. You can't let Tom Brady hang around in any game, no matter what. I know their team isn't what they were when they won the Super Bowl. They limped in 8-9. The fact of the matter is, you throw that record out, everybody's 0-0 when you get to the playoffs, and it's Tom Brady, man. You don't matter about the record. So I think Dallas might lose to Tampa Bay. I already predicted. My prediction was Tampa Bay is going to beat Dallas, and we're going to face Tampa Bay. It's going to be Brock Purdy, Tom Brady 2.0.
Wow.
And this time it'll be, Tom Brady don't want to lose the second time to a young.
Dude, he ain't gonna want to lose. Only thing is, look, he's got to come back all the way to the Bay Area. They're going to be on a short week, and we got weapons, man. I mean, we got weapons.
Yeah.
And so I still, we have the advantage. I'm just like, I mean, whatever the case is, the game it's got to be on Sunday, right? It can't.
I think so, because if they play Monday night,
there's no way they're going to make them play on Saturday.
And plus, it's Dallas and Tampa Bay. Both of those teams get favoritism. Dallas, they're not going to make them play on short rest. Now, God forbid. And Tom Brady, God forbid he plays on short rest. They got to let him get his rest. So
they've never done that, right? You can't make a team play on Monday and then turn around and play on Saturday. No,
you can't do that, my guy. But
so Philly's probably going to play on Saturday.
They got to play Saturday. They haven't played a game, so I think they should play Saturday. I think it's only fair. Yeah. Niners had the short week this week. I think you got to make it fair for everybody. So I'll say this, though, and someone in the comments they did say that the difference with Tampa Bay right now, their head coach, Todd Bowles, he stinks, man. He's a bad coach. Like, I'm not going to say that Dallas's head coach is better. So it's two head coaches that really haven't achieved much, and that's going to be an X factor. What coach is going to outduel the other,
Yeah, Todd Bowles, I mean, he's a great defensive guy. I just don't see him, I think, all right, so let me ask you this. Before this game happened tonight, what would you think would be your ideal matchup for the 49ers the next round? Who are you hoping for?
Yeah, I've been asked that question. I wanted the Vikings because we just saw how bad they're deep. I wanted the Vikings because, man, I was like, I'm not going to say it's easy dub because no game is easy. It's playoffs. But I thought that was the best matchup. The 49ers would have cruised on that defense. They just put up 41 points on Seattle at home. I think the Niners would have cruised to another victory. So I think Minnesota's the team I wanted. But now out of the two teams left, Dallas or Tampa Bay, I think I want Dallas because I think we can out-muscle them. Because Tom Brady, the Tom Brady factor always scares me.
I'm not scared of Tom Brady anymore, man. I mean, if it comes down, if you give him the ball and he's got to make a drive, he can make a drive. But I just don't. I think the 49ers just outmatch them, outman them.
Yeah, we're strong. I mean, we saw what happened last time we played the Bucs. We dismantled them. They had nothing against it. They couldn't do anything. Brady was shell-shocked. He was floored, but it is still Tom Brady. And again, I think Dallas, we saw what we did last year to Dallas in the playoffs. We were so physical. We spanked them. I mean, they did almost come back at the end of the game. It was a little scary ending, but I just think the Niners could be able to. I think they could be overpowered. And Dallas, It'll be talking. I think it's also the spicier matchup. It's a fun matchup. The Niners, Dallas, the history. It would be a pretty cool matchup to see them in the playoffs again. We've done it many years, in the 90s. It was like that big matchup. So I think for the history and just like the cool aspect of it, the fan aspect of it, I'd like to see Dallas. But I think we could beat both teams. To me, it doesn't matter. This team is just,
It doesn't matter.
and they're so strong. So you want to play Tampa Bay?
Well, here's the thing. Before this game tonight, I was watching other guys, the Lombardis, Matt Mayoko. They were more so breaking it down like, hey, look, you want Minnesota to win because Dallas is probably going to beat Tampa Bay, and Dallas has the best shot at beating Philly.
Okay.
I don't necessarily know if that's true because New York can beat Philly. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, you would think that makes sense, but I think New York, look the way they playing, man. I mean, they got just as good of a shot. Their division opponents, Dallas is as well, but their division opponents, they're gonna give them everything they can handle.
I agree.
Because we want you. I don't care who we play. I just want to play NFC Championship. You know what I'm saying?
That's it, man. I don't care who we play. Whatever we got to play, we got to play. That's just the next matchup, and it is what it is. Like, I'm not worried about it. I'm not scared about any team. But I'm just saying, in terms of a player, Tom Brady, you always bet against him, and he, what I mean.
I think Brady is not easier, but I think that we'll handle Tampa Bay.
I think we 100%.
I think we'll handle them more than Dallas because Dallas do got some boys over there. I mean,
they got a squad. They got a squad.
They got a deeper squad. Tampa Bay, come on, man. They, but we'll see what happens. We got to see how they look. You know what I mean? But as of right now, I'm with I think Dante Whitner was just like, yo, if I'm the 49ers, I want Tampa. And I agree with him on that.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, out of the two teams, not worried about Brady, but the two teams, Tampa Bay is definitely the weaker team. If you look at it, their defense kind of had some big injuries. Shaq Barrett, Vita Vea, he's just kind of coming back. Tristan Wirfs has been dealing with injuries. He's coming back. Wide receivers have been banged up. So, I mean, and they do not have a run. Like, Tampa Bay has a non-existent run game. Leonard Fournette has been, he's been so slow. Mm-hmm. So, in that terms, the Niners wouldn't have any problem stopping them. It would just be Tom Brady. And at 45 years old, if you come at his neck, we saw what happened last time we played him. So, again, I'm not too worried about it. I'm not worried about that. They are a stronger team, if you want to put it that way.
Yeah.
But they always have bad playoff history. They haven't won playoff games in many years. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So. No, I agree with you, man. I'm pumped, man. I'm excited. I'm just like Kirk Cousins doing Kirk Cousin things, man. Like I'm just like
if he doesn't play at 10 a.m., you just count him out, man.
Yo, and that roughing the passer call, that was terrible. Like horrible. They bailed him out.
They really did. Like, I thought they were gonna end up coming back. I was like, they really want Kirk to get this done. But luckily for the Giants, they clutched up and they made the plays they needed to make, and that didn't cost them. Because if that would have costed them, I would have been sick to my stomach. But shout out to the Giants again. They got the job done, man. Magical run. Shout out to Brian Daboll. Hell of a coach, man. It's cool to see when those types of teams, they haven't been there in a while, make a run. It makes it a little bit more interesting because we get so tired. I don't know about you, but I get tired of seeing the same damn teams every year, other than the Niners. But
Green Bay, you know what I'm saying? Minnesota, it's like,
Yeah, nice to see some new blood in there.
Exactly. You know what I mean? It's gonna be fun, man. This is a real exciting playoffs. The Niners got this, man. I'm very confident in this squad. I think we're the most balanced squad. The Eagles are balanced too, but I don't think they have the defense. They don't have the boys that we have. You know what I'm saying?
Run defense. That's their biggest issue. They had to go and sign Ndamukong Suh and a couple others because their run defense was against the Commanders. They ran all over them. They were like, okay,
all over them.
Signings, yeah. So
and their coaching, they don't have the coaching that we have. You know what I'm saying? They haven't been tested. They're not tested. They don't.
The Niners, and I've been saying this, the Niners are very veteran-laden. Like, they have a lot of experience in the playoffs. These other teams in the playoffs right now, they don't have a lot of experience compared to the Niners. The Eagles really haven't done much. We don't know if Jalen Hurts can do what he has to do. He had a good regular season. Regular season's different than the playoffs. His shoulder's an issue. I don't know.
Yeah, man.
A little scary for him.
I'm pumped, Raj. I'm pumped.
Yeah.
Let me hop up off of here, man. I gotta handle some business. But
For
yo,
sure.
we
For sure.
got this.
Real
We
quick
got this,
before you head
bro.
out. Real quick before you head out. This another reason, and it's just conspiracy, script, all that stuff. One reason I think Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay might play the 49ers. A little interesting rumor that Rappaport posted yesterday before the game. I don't know if you saw it. Bleacher Report posted it. He was like, and they do this shit all the time. It's intentional. He says, the 49ers are considering Tom Brady this offseason. So with that rumor, if the Tampa Bay, they're going to gas that
It's
rumor
drama.
off.
Exactly.
They want to gas that up. They planted the seed, and if they win, they'll talk about it all week.
All week long.
The Niners, can Tom Brady, can Brock Purdy beat him twice? They'll gas that whole story up. So I think that's what they're planting the seeds for. We'll see tomorrow, my
49, man. Tom Brady coming home. We'll see. I mean, he got to beat Dallas, man. I'm gonna be locked into that game,
bro.
I can't wait.
I can't wait, man. But thanks for hopping in, my boy. I know you got to handle your business, but appreciate you as always, man.
All right, my brother.
All right, my man. Yeah. Ooh, we'll see what happens. That's my boy Locke, hopping in. That's good, good stuff. We'll see what happens. Dallas, Tampa Bay. I don't know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know. What do you guys think? You guys want to play Dallas? You want to play Tampa Bay? Doesn't even matter. Niners are on a cruise control right now. They're playing some amazing football. 11 wins in a row. Victory Sunday. You gotta love it. Gotta love it. Gotta love it, man. King Geo says, I want the Bucks. Give me the Bucks. Give King Geo the Bucks. Let's take Tampa Bay. We crushed them the last time we played. I mean, you had Aziz out here choke slamming Tom Brady. You remember that? I beat. Woo! Russell says we can beat them both. Shades, what's good? Russell says it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Lauro says mobile quarterbacks are our weakness. Give me Grandpa Brady. Give me the grandpa. Old man Brady with a little cane in his hand. But you cannot count out Brady. This comment right here says crazy not to worry about playoff Tom. It is crazy not to worry about him. Again, that's what I told Locke. You always have to count for Brady, Tom Brady in the playoffs. You never know. This man could be 85 years old, and I would be worried about him if he's on the football field. You never know. Grandpa Brady, 85 years old, he sauce up these young boys. He would still have an arm. I bet you. Always have to count for Tom Brady. You give him a minute left in a game, and if he has a chance to win a game, he always has that ability to bring a team back. So we'll see. Dallas would be fun for the culture. Again, Dallas Niners, Levi's would be insane. I'm tired of Dallas Cowboys, though. I hate them. So I don't know if I want to see a bunch of Dallas Cowboys in the Levi's Stadium. We'll see how it goes. But I don't mind who we play. Dallas would be cool, though, again, for the culture. We match up well with them last year. We out-bullied them. You had Brandon Ayuk cooking up digs. You had Juwan Jennings just putting people down on the ground and smacking them around. I mean, he was enforcing them. You had Deebo Samuel. We remember the play. He told Kyle Shanahan, give me the ball right now. Boom, touchdown. I told you that was the most impressive play of the playoffs last year. It was amazing. Defense came to play. We won't have DJ Jones, but he was a big X factor in that game. So if we play Dallas, a little different team, but our team is amazing this year. Defensive line is incredible. So definitely going to be a fun game either way. Tampa Bay with Brady, coming back home, they'd really market that pretty well. And again, Dallas, I mean, that game markets itself. Niners, Dallas, the rivalry. Are you kidding me? So we'll see. Ivan says, I'll take Dak. Tom going to be dropping too many dimes. I mean, he can drop dimes at 70 at his age, 45 years old. He's still dropping dimes out there. So it is crazy. Trey says, I think the Giants will beat the Eagles next week and we play them in the NFC Championship game. And I had a couple people hit me up after the game and said the same thing. I think I was actually Vlad C-Mac. We were talking about it after the game. Vlad said it. He's predicted that the Giants will beat the Eagles and we'll play them in the NFC Championship game. That's what Vlad told me. We'll see what happens. They're a physical team. They're strong. You saw what they did today. They were just a team that out-muscled the Vikings, and the Vikings had no answer for that. They played tough. Their wide receivers were stepping up. Slayton pushed the ball down. He made some big plays overall. And, again, Danny Dimes, man, played really well in this game. So I could see the Giants winning. It's a division game. It's not always easy to beat a team 3 times in a season, which the Eagles right now have 2 wins over them. But, again, that second win, they played their backups, and the Eagles didn't necessarily dominate them. So we'll see. Aaron says, come on now, it's the Vikings. Yeah, I know the Vikings they are who we thought they were. They are who we thought they were. Thomas says, I got the Cowgirls winning. Lawrence is unguardable. Niners to win the Super Bowl, says Harry. I hope so. Steven says, Dallas would be a good team to beat, especially with Dak's record number of interceptions he's throwing. He's throwing interceptions at a blistering pace. You got to love it. Louis says, Vikings are frauds. Fraud alert. Major fraud alert. The Vikings. Oh, man. Unbelievable. Yeah. Louis says, we have to take revenge on the Giants. If we play the Giants, we definitely need revenge on Kyle Williams. You remember that? It even hurts to say the name. But definitely, if we play the Giants in the playoffs, they got a thing coming, baby. They got a thing coming for them. 49ers Minded said, the Vikings were gifted a roughing the passer call, and they still did nothing. Yeah, they were gifted. The refs are here. Take the game. Come back. We want you to come back. We want to see an overtime thriller. Come back. And they couldn't finish it up. They couldn't do it because they're frauds. They couldn't. The NFL gave it to them. They said, here's the roughing call you ordered. And they did nothing with it. I agree. Let's get to some more of these questions. Who do I want to face? The question is, who do I want to face? I said it. I think I want to play Dallas just because the culture and it's scary to play Tom Brady. No matter what, he's always, the refs are always in his back pocket. I'm not scared to play Tom because we cooked him. I'm scared to play Tom because of the fact that his history tells us it's going to be a stressful game no matter what. But I think Dallas, we just match up too good with them, and I think it would be too physical for them. They'd have to come over to Levi Stadium, and we cooked them on their home turf. I think we definitely cook them up in our home turf. I think so. It'll be a cool game, Dallas Niners. So D. Hurst says Dallas will not be ready for Levi's. Nia says, I want to see the Dallas fans cry again. Oh, God. Those memes last year, the memes crying down their face. I want to see that. I want to see Trent Williams pointing at the fans. Remember that? Robbie Gould flipping off. That game that game had content for days. The content just wrote itself. It was amazing. I remember I was at the game, Dallas in AT&T Stadium, but shout out, the stadium's immaculate. It's amazing. As much as I hate the Cowboys, the stadium was amazing, man. It was phenomenal. But God, going down to AT&T Stadium, standing on the Starlight TO and beating them in Dallas was an incredible feeling. So I don't know. I love beating the Dallas Cowboys, man. So it would just give me a lot of joy in my life. So listen, because look, imagine this Super Bowl route. Okay, you beat the Seahawks. Feels so good, right? We swept the Seahawks. It feels amazing. And then imagine you beat the Dallas Cowboys. Ooh, it feels good. Imagine you beat the Giants. You get revenge from Kyle Williams. And then you go into the Super Bowl and you beat the Chiefs. Revenge from 2019. What a road to the Super Bowl. Like, I want to get revenge. All these teams. Seahawks, we hate them. Cowboys, we hate them. Giants, we need revenge. And the Chiefs, we need revenge. That would be the most incredible route to the Super Bowl right there. Woo! Turn me up, baby. What do you guys think? Do you think that would be an amazing route to the Super Bowl? Can you imagine? We beat Seattle. Feels so good. We beat Dallas. Feels so good. We beat Giants. And we beat the Chiefs. That would be an immaculate road to the Super Bowl. Man, be good. Jason says, do I understand that Purdy beat the GOAT? I understand it. He beat him once. Can he do it twice in 1 year? Can Brock Purdy beat the GOAT twice in 1 year? That is crazy. I don't know. I think he can because this team is phenomenal, but it would be a big task. Brock Purdy, Tom Brady, round 2, heavyweight fight. That's a good script. I'm not going to lie to you. It would be definitely a good story. And again, Bleacher Report and Ian Rappaport, everybody's gassing up the Tom Brady to 49ers rumors. Y'all saw that, right? I can't believe it. I was getting to the game, and my phone blows up, and I'm just like, oh, you got to be kidding me, Rapp. This man always be dropping these little notifications, these rumors on game day. You know, he's going to get a lot of attention on game day. Everything's 1,000 more eyes are on Twitter and everything. And he drops this. The 49ers are considering Tom Brady this offseason. I was like, bro, we're still in the playoffs. What are you talking about? And then, of course, if the 49ers play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers next week, they're going to gas that story up so much. It's going to be the headline of the week. I'm telling you. That's the way I see it. Christy says, we're knocking down doors and punching teams in the face. Let's go. I mean, this is a team that's just hit you in the mouth, bloody your lip. Really. Eric Klaus is beating the Cowboys would prove we can beat winning teams with winning records. Definitely could, because Tampa Bay 8-9. It's not a winning record. Brock Purdy is Michael Jordan reincarnated. Oh, maybe he might be, man. Shades, my man, what's up, baby boy? He says no rookie quarterback has ever beat Brady before this year either. Yeah, this is crazy, right? The story, we all know the story about Brock. He was the first rookie quarterback, or first quarterback in general, to beat Tom Brady in their first career start against him. The first start ever against Tom Brady, nobody beats him. And Brock Purdy did it. Unbelievable. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. And can he do it twice? He's already got the one win on it. Can he do it twice? It would be definitely a good story. But Brock Purdy's defying the odds. You know, every week something new comes up. Every week there's some crazy story that just adds to the lore of Brock Purdy. I mean, it's crazy enough that he was the last pick in the draft, and here he is leading this team in the playoffs and setting records and doing everything that you don't think he could do. He already set a franchise record in touchdowns for a year as a rookie. He was and then yesterday he had only two quarterbacks throw more yards from 49ers history, Steve Young, Joe Montana. And it's just crazy. Every year, every week, he makes some crazy stat, and you're just like, it can't get any better. But boom, every week it does. So, a magical story by Brock Purdy, man. Calm down. I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped. It's Victory Sunday. I'm hyped up. I can't calm down, my boy. It's Victory Sunday. Victory Sunday, man. Hyped up. Let's talk about last night's game, shall we? Before we bounce out, we know who our opponent is next week. Obviously, it's going to be the Cowboys in Tampa Bay. Let's talk about our last opponent yesterday. Feels great. Maybe we'll talk about a few things that we may have left out last night. We did talk about Debo. Shout out to my boy Debo. 19 problems. There he is. Happy birthday, Debo. This man came up big time. Big time players make big time plays, right? We've said it all night. That guy came to play, man, and this is why you pay him the money. And I was so happy to see him come out and just go crazy. And again, he's the last person you want to piss off. George Kittle said that last night, and you see all the players really vouch for him. And the fact that Jonathan Abram tried to twist that man's leg, Kyle came out, he was yelling on the field, and everybody was just so pissed after that moment. And Debo was pissed. He took it personally. It's like that Jordan meme, right? And I took it personally. Debo took it personally, man. And he went and just dominated. That big touchdown run he had was amazing. And that was him saying, listen, you want to come out there and poke the bear? I'm going to show you what happens when you poke the bear, man. Debo Samuel, incredible player. And he came up big time birthday touchdown. I mean, you knew he was playing to prove people wrong, because a lot of people wrote him off this year. Said, you know, he's washed, he's hurt, he's injured, he doesn't deserve the money. A lot of people have been saying that, but he proved himself yesterday in a big time playoff game. So I think he's just going to continue to deliver. And then CMC, obviously, we know how great that guy is, man. CMC, man, just flat out dominates every game. 2 games against Seattle, he's had over 130 yards, total yards from scrimmage. I mean, he just goes crazy against Seattle. Goes crazy every week. 12 games, 12 touchdowns. The guy's phenomenal. He carries the offense. You put the ball in his hands, and you know something good's going to happen. Safety blanket for a guy like Brock. He's a very reliable target. He makes everybody confident around him. He makes Brock confident because he knows he's a guy that if he hits him in the open space, or he gets him a screen pass, or whatever the case is, he knows he's going to do something well with it. And then the blocking, man, incredible. We can't talk about the blocking enough. Ayuk, we saw that downfield block on the Debo touchdown. Trent Williams, Kyle Juszczyk, man, always blocking. George Kittle. It's just such a well-balanced team. They do something so good every week. And, you know, sometimes if the defense doesn't play 100%, or they get, you know, they let up a few plays, they know the offense is going to come out and help them out. It's a beautiful team. You know, in the past, it was the defense always had to bail out the offense. Now the offense can bail out the defense, and vice versa. And the defense can make the plays they absolutely need to in critical junctions. So this team is hard to beat, man. It's a scary team. They're well-balanced. Offense is just playing phenomenal, man. Defense is playing really high level. Second half, they make the adjustments, and it's tough to beat this team through 4 quarters. I got to give some flowers. We didn't give enough flowers last night. I got to give these two guys some like major props. Charles Amenahu and Tashawn Gibson. Let's hear it for those two guys. Those two guys have been criminally underrated all season. I mean, God, man, they've been such a blessing. Tashawn Gibson, who would have thought this guy came in on our team? He was a 31-year-old veteran. They just signed him. They had some injuries. Jimmy got hurt. Jimmy Ward got hurt, and it's like, all right, we got to get a veteran. Guy has been amazing, man. He's probably been our most consistent player in the secondary. He's been so good. 5 interceptions. He makes big play after big play. The guy was phenomenal, man. I cannot believe that we were lucky enough to get him because he's been such a big force for this defense. Shout out to Sean Gibson. Shout out for John Lynch bringing him in, Executive of the Year. We talked about that a lot. And Charles Amenahu, we traded for him last year. We gave up pretty much a bag of chips for him. He came in. He was on Houston. Really was kind of floundering. It didn't have much for him. And he got to a team where it's really good defensive line, a great defensive line coach in Kasur, and he really kind of turned him into something. And this guy's been an underrated player. He had one of the biggest plays of the night, strip sack. Nick Bosa recovers. He had 2 sacks last night. Guy was a force. I love that guy. He's definitely jacking his price up for the offseason. He's a free agent. I don't know if he's going to come back, but he's been important for this run, man. So, God, dog, man. Tell you what, Charles Amenahu, he's been phenomenal. And, those two guys definitely need a bunch of flowers. So, Justin Bartholomew, shout out to you, my man. Appreciate you. Appreciate all the respect and the love out there. Everybody in the chat, 100%. Always appreciate you guys. You always keep it real in the chat. And another guy, we got to give some more credit to Arik Armstead. This guy doesn't get enough credit at all. And I see a lot of fans always hating on him and this and that, but he's showing us since he came back from injury, why he's so important to this team, man. Arik Armstead, man, just crushing through that interior of the line. He's so good against the pass, against the run. He's such a stout run defender, and he opens it up for everybody else. But, man, I'll tell you what, too. He was able to get through. He got a big sack yesterday, making big plays. Arik Armstead was cooking last night. So, shout out to him. He never gets enough credit. He just goes out there, works hard. He's like a blue-collar type guy. He's a blue-collar baller. But I really appreciate him and what he's done for this team. Big-time force in the interior of the D-line. He makes everybody's job easier. So, got to give credit to Arik. Got to give credit to Tashawn Gibson and Charles Amenahu, man. Those 3 guys have been phenomenal. Such good. We can talk about all the marquee players all we want, Bosa, Fred Warner, Greenlaw, and everybody else, and Debo and Ayuk and all these guys. But we forget about these guys. And that just shows you how talented this roster is, how good this team has, developed, how great this front office has been in bringing talent and homegrown talent and the draft class. We got all these young players and everything that they just cultivate and bring together, and it's amazing watching them. So, the team is amazing. So many good players that go under the radar. I got to give them their credit. So, appreciate you, Israel. This channel and the IG makes my days. Talk to all the Niners fans. That's what we love to do. That's why I loved it. That's why I love my page. That's why I love you guys. Talking to you guys, answering questions, just chopping it up with you guys. It's my best part of my day is when I come on live and I get to talk to you. So appreciate you, my man. Justin, Jordan Willis. That's man. So many underrated players. I feel like we forget about him too. Jordan Willis has been a nice, addition to this team. They traded a bag of chips for him basically too, and he's been a very key underrated, player. He's helped on special teams. He's been a nice little addition to the D line, a depth piece there. So definitely, man, I agree. Jordan Willis, he's been important on many games. He's made big plays. I mean, last year in the playoffs, remember the big special teams play against the Green Bay Packers. If it wasn't for Jordan Willis, we don't even win that game. So you're right. Jordan Willis has been definitely a key. Just a lot of great, underrated role players that this team has, and I love them. So 100%. Nia says, Purdy got that dog in him. He got that dog in him. He really has that dog in him. You know who has that dog in him? My boy, Diamador Lenore. Woo! How about Demo last night? How hyped was I? My favorite moment, and I'm never going to man, I was so proud of Diamador because I know he's had some struggles. I know he's hasn't been perfect, and people just been knocking him out, dragging him through the floor, but he kept fighting, man. And I know they were going to test him. I knew they were going to test him. Lockett and DK, and he held his own, man. And I know he's had some tough games, and that's the type of stuff that builds mental fortitude. That's the type of stuff that builds character, and he's going to get confident out of him. It's not going to get easier. You know, whoever we play next week, CeeDee Lamb or Mike Evans or whatever the case is, they're going to test him. But shout out to Diamador Lenore, man. He kept his cool. He stayed focused. He stayed locked in, and he showed him why he's the hyena, baby. Big time play, and I got to get my flowers. Give me my flowers for making the bold prediction that he was going to get the big time interception. And it was amazing because it happened. It happened right after Debo's touch. Like, that sequence was crazy. I was like losing my mind because those two plays, I think I lost my mind the most because I see Debo, right? Just because I was like, God, Debo's going to get something on these clowns. He's going to make them pay. Little boom, little dump off. And you see Debo, boom, sprints to the left sideline, and he's running. He's running. Nobody's tackling him. You see him. He turns it on another notch, and I'm like, they're not tackling him. Brandon Ayuk comes, beautiful block, and Debo, he gone, touchdown, down. Woo! He went, I mean, doing the little celebration, and I was like, let's go, Debo. I went crazy. Amazing. Crowd went wild. And then after that play, literally the first play on defense, Geno drops back. Boom. Demo jumps the route. Interception. I lost it, man. That was amazing sequence. So good, so great. The team took over. The 49ers were just cooking in that second half, and the Seattle Seahawks couldn't do anything. They were reeling. They were in shambles. It was a beautiful sight. Loved it. Love it. Whoo! Woo! Roberto, appreciate you, man. Hopefully we see you at the next game. I try to, as many people see me the game, I try to say what's up and then say, take pictures and do all that stuff. But there's a lot of people during the games, and it's hard to meet everybody. But if I see you, man, don't be shy. I know some people say they don't want to bother me or whatever. But come up to me. You're not going to bother me. I love it when people say what's up to me. So it always means a lot to me. So if you see me at a game, say what's up, and I'll say what's up to you. iPad Brady. But Brady, how many iPads is he going to throw tomorrow? Over or under? Let's do it over or under on Tom Brady. How many iPads is he going to break? One. Is he going to break over or under 2 iPads tomorrow? Is he going to break 2 iPads tomorrow? Over or under? I say 2 exactly. Have I bought my ticket yet? No. I'm going to wait last minute. I'm a last minute type guy. You never know what happens. I bought my ticket literally an hour before. I bought my ticket yesterday at 10 a.m. That's it. Last minute, baby. And it was cheap. Cheap tickets them last minute. People too nervous? Don't be too nervous. I get it. Some people have social anxiety. It's cool. I understand it. Some people it is what it is. So I'm not. I understand it, but it's cool if you see me, say what's up. We'll take a pic. So it's cool. So Purdy is getting comfortable. He really is, man. He's. I got to make this comment. So I got to make this observation in this comment. So today I was watching. Obviously, we all were. Buffalo and Miami. Y'all saw that game, right? The Miami Dolphins had a 7th round draft pick, Skylar Thompson. He played okay. He didn't play horrible. But that fourth quarter, they made bad calls, bad decisions. They had a hard time getting a first down. Mike McDaniel, he said he didn't know the play or the play clock or whatnot. He didn't know what down it was. And that's bad. And Skylar Thompson, he just looked chaotic out there. Now you see the difference between Brock Purdy and Skylar Thompson. They're both rookies. They're both 7th round picks. Brock is cool as a cucumber. He's calm. He's collected. Mr. Zen, he's focused. This man, Skylar Thompson, looked like he was in shambles. He was like chaotic. He didn't know what was going on. And that I feel like kind of obviously it led them to lose the game. They had many chances to come and win that game. And that's Brock Purdy. If he didn't have the best first half yesterday, but he came back, he brushed it off, and second half he delivered. He was cooking, he was poised, he knew they were going to come and bring the pressure, and he just stood in the pocket and he delivered. Like that play where he scrambled. We all know about that beautiful play to Ayuk, which was an incomplete pass. But if you watch it, he scrambled. Right as he lets off, he got hit. He took a nasty hit, but he stayed tough to throw a beautiful pass. That's the difference, man. Brock Purdy, he's calm, he's poised. I've never seen anything like it out of a rookie like that. To be that poised as a rookie is amazing. But you got to remember, he's a 7th-round pick, last pick in the draft. He's got nothing to lose, everything to gain. He's playing with house money, baby. He's playing with house money. I love it. Whew. 49ers mindset. I talked to everybody. He's the man of the people. I love it. I love when the people are out there. Yesterday, we were out at the, Blue Lot. We were at the Pole 20. We were with the 408 Faithful. Shout out to the 408 Faithful. We were out there at the tailgate bar, man. They took good care of you, boys. So it's always cool. All the fans were hyped up. We get them on the camera. I love the fans. I just like seeing everybody happy, man. That's why it's so cool to go to the game. And if I get a chance to go to the tailgate, sometimes I don't, sometimes I do. If I get to go, I love it because I love interacting with the fans. Everybody's so happy. Everybody's so hyped. You just see the joy that this sport brings to everybody. It brings everybody together. And it's just cool, man. I like to see everybody happy. And they get hyped up when, you put the camera on them and they're like, oh, my God. It's cool to see that for people because, a lot of people do this every day. We're in front of the camera. We talk to you guys. Some people don't get that, and they just want to be noticed. And, I give people that ability. And it's cool to see that, man. It's cool to, get people hyped up. And it's fun times, man. Dope stuff. So. Roberto says, first time at a game, was loving the view instead of a TV. It's definitely amazing to be at the atmosphere is so much different. The vibe is incredible. Fans are hyped up. You see a beautiful, it's just right in front of you. You see it in real time, and it's just a different atmosphere. But yeah, it's definitely amazing to see on the field. It is nice sometimes to be at home, chill, kick back. You don't have, people breathing down your neck. You got a nice TV. It is nice, but it is a beautiful sight to be on the field and watch a pro football game. So, my boy 49ers Minded says, like and subscribe to RSF 49ers. Shout out to my boy 49er Minded. Go like and subscribe his stuff. Go subscribe to my boy 49er Minded. I lost my boy. We've been talking for a long time. He has a YouTube channel as well. He pushes out the content. From time to time, he's been on my show. So, shout out to my boy. Go follow him if you got a minute. He does his show as well every week. So, shout out to my boy. Roberto Flores says, the energy was, it's just incredible being at a stadium. And, in these years, Levi's Stadium is such an atmosphere now. When it first came, Levi's wasn't the best atmosphere. The team wasn't winning. But that's the thing. When the team starts winning and the team is serious about winning and they put a contender out there, fans are going to believe. Fans are going to come to your stadium. Fans are going to take over. And that's what happened. When they first made Levi's, a lot of fans were pissed because you lost Candlestick. Candlestick was a fucking vibe, man. Excuse my language. But it was a major cultural, significant place for the 49er fan. Candlestick was amazing. 5-time Super Bowl champions, right? And they took it away from us. And it was just you put our stadium in Santa Clara, Silicon Valley. We're San Francisco 49ers. We're playing Santa Clara. So I know a lot of people were upset about that. So they didn't want to come to the game. But I know there's a lot of people that boycotted it. But now the vibe is so amazing because what John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan have done, they've changed the culture. It's not just they brought in a good team. They didn't just make the team good. They changed the fucking culture. We're a winning team now. We've been to the playoffs for 3 seasons with these guys, for 6 seasons since 2017. We went to Super Bowl 2019. We went to the NFC Championship last year. We're in a playoff run this year. It's amazing. The fans love it. It's crazy. I used to go to the games when I used to live in Vegas. I used to fly down to Levi's and I'd go to the games. There's nobody there. Nobody cared because we were a losing team. Now, everybody's there. It's a vibe. Tickets are expensive. Everybody's hyped up. Tailgate's a vibe. And it's fun, man. So, yeah, the energy is beautiful, man. So. 49ers Minded said, Levi's still gets the hate, but it's our stadium. It is, man. And, you grow to love it. It definitely was tough to transition from Candlestick to Levi's. But, hey, I think that's everything in life. Transition change is not always easy to do. People have a hard time adapting to change and things like that, and just in life in general. Now, put that change into something you love so much, like a sports team, which we take so personal. It took us a little bit of time to kind of make that segue. We're like, all right, we got to get you. We ain't going back. There's nothing we can do. So you got to embrace it. You got to love it. You got to accept it. And it's an amazing place. Now, I do wish they had a dome over it, but that's another story for another day. VZ says Levi Stadium showed up. They were really loud. It was so loud. When they show the decibels when you're screaming, it got up to 123 decibels. It was loud. I could barely hear myself think sometimes, like, oh my God, this is loud, it's crazy, but I love it. You hear my pipsqueak ass voice through all the crowd, though. I love it. When I see the videos that I post up, like, oh yeah, you can hear me through all that crowd. It's pretty funny. So Jesse says change creates discomfort. That's a good way to put it. It really does. People, when things change, they're not comfortable. They're in a position that they're not used to, because we're creatures of habit, right? When you do the same thing, when you go to the same place, when you have the same routine, you're comfortable. It's easy. When you have to change, you adapt. So I like that. That's a good way to put it. Change creates discomfort. That's a great way to put it, my boy. I like that. That's a good way to say it. That's a good way to say it. Good way to see it. Let's see. Yeah, 100%. Raymond says, I think it'll be a Sunday game due to tomorrow's game be on Monday. Yeah, 100%. We talked about this at the beginning of the show with the locksmith. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a Sunday game because, Dallas and Tampa Bay both have a Monday night game tomorrow. I don't think that they'd want to make them play on a short game, on a short week. That'd be pretty unfair for a short week like that in the playoffs. So I think we play on Sunday. I mean, it's going to be short enough, Monday to Sunday, but to go from Monday to Saturday, that'd be really, really short for them. But it helps the Niners because we get an extra day of preparation. So that Saturday game came in clutch. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be a Sunday game. So good question, VZ. Was Debo trolling when he swapped the jersey with Abraham, or is it just good sportsmanship? It's just good sportsmanship for Debo, man. He's just a good dude. Like, I think people paint him as a villain. He gets a bad rap sometimes, especially with the offseason. I think people were hating on him. I'm sure he was angry in the moment. He was pissed, man. And that moment fired up the Niners. What we talked about yesterday and today is, I think that was the moment that changed the game for the team, for the Niners, because they rallied and they were pissed. It sparked them 100%. But I think at that point after the game, the Niners got the dub. You're not gonna sit there and hate on your opponent because you beat them. Yeah, in the moment that sucked. It was a horrible play. It was a dirty play. Abram deserves to get fined this weekend. But hey, Debo got the last laugh. He cooked them. He got the touchdown. The Niners won. I think at that point it was, hey man, I'm a bigger person, and I'm gonna be a great sportsman, a good sport. So that's a good move. He's a role model too. People look up to him. So I think that was a good move for him. Obviously, it was a little weird of a jersey swap, but shout out to Debo, man. He took the high road, and they were good friends in college. They also were in the Senior Bowl together. They have a history, so they're friends. I'm sure they squashed the beef. I'm sure they talked about it. Say no love lost, but yeah, it was just good sports in my opinion. This is just my opinion, my outside view of it. I see it like that. I think it was just gamesmanship, sportsmanship. I'm sure Debo was pissed, but hey, at the end of the day, man, I let bygones be bygones, man. Yeah, Debo is a real one, man. I love Debo. So he gets a lot of crap, man. And I gotta talk about Debo, but I respect him a lot as a player. Like, you can say about whatever you want about him from the offseason. Dude wanted to get paid, and I don't blame him. His agent was tough. He played hardball. He got his money, man. And you got to realize the wide receiver market was crazy, and people disrespected him all offseason. It's not that he didn't want to be with the team. He just had to do what he had to do to get paid, man. It was tough. And, he can sit there and train. I'm sure he wanted to. But he's a hardworking guy. He did put himself, through a lot. He has a family. He's got his baby he plays for, and he goes out every week, gives it 100% on the field. You can't take anything away from him as a player. I've talked to him before. To me, he's helped me out so much, grow my own, brand, social media brand. He's been live with me. He's reposted stuff. He follows me. So I got respect for the guy. I've talked to him, and at the end of the day, he's just a good football player. And sometimes guys are misunderstood. Wide receivers got that. They say diva, but that's just wide receivers. They got that edge. They're an alpha guy. They're alpha mentality. And Debo, he knows he's going to be out there and be one of the best players on the field. That's just the way he is. But, man, the way he handles things, the way he says things about people, he keeps it 100, man. If you're going to mess with him, he won't talk trash till after he makes you look like a fool. And I respect him for that. But man, he's a grown-ass man, and he handles his business. And that's the last guy I would piss off, man. Shout out to Debo, man. It's his birthday, too. So I'm glad he had a good game yesterday because, he gets to celebrate his day. He gets to celebrate his birthday. he gets to prove everybody he earned that money. And yeah, he made big play for us. So shout out to Debo, man. Good dude. VZ says this whole team deserves a ring. Even the chefs and the cooks, all of them, the janitors, the chefs, the cooks, all of them, baby. The water boy, the water girl, give them a ring. Give me a ring. Let me get that ring. All of them. All the social media team, content creators for the 49ers. Those guys are amazing. Get them all a ring. So, yeah, man, I'm hyped up. I'm ready for whatever next week. Dallas, Tampa Bay. I don't care. Bring them on. Let's go. I just want to win a Super Bowl. Whoever we face is whoever we face. I'm hyped up. I'll take a couple more questions and we'll end this in a few minutes. Good question, Johns. Any concerns on our defense first half? I know a lot of people make a big thing. DK had the big touchdown and Seattle came out and scored. I'm not worried because they were playing in the playoffs. I'm expecting teams to play their best. They're going to score. They're going to put out big plays. We're not going to win every single play. You can't be perfect, especially these cornerbacks. It's going to take a little bit of time. They got to adjust. Defense has to get pressure on a quarterback. And sometimes our DBs are going to lose a matchup every once in a while. But as a cornerback, you got to have a short memory span. You got to have a mind of a goldfish is what they say. Mind of a goldfish. You just got to be able to forget it. If you get cooked on a play, if you get beat on a touchdown, is what it is. These receivers are great nowadays. They're amazing. You're not going to clamp them every play. And if it happens, you put it aside you and you move on and you try to make the play. Just like a quarterback, right? If you make a mistake, you can't dwell on it. You got to live to see the next play. So I'm not worried about it. And you got to realize the 49ers second half, they've been so good, so strong. Second half adjustments are uncanny. You had last week against the Arizona Cardinals. Second half, Arizona couldn't even score on them. They were stifled. This week, big time. Niners came out. They crushed them, big time momentum plays. And they make the plays they need to in big moments. They've had multiple goal line stands. Like teams might move the ball down, but when it comes down to it, they'll make the big play to stop them. They had pass breakups on third down. Sean Gibson, big time sack. And they make the plays. Again, they're going to get beat a few times here and there. But as the game gets going, the Niners get stronger. They're so conditioned. And that's because they've trained so hard all season in the training camp. I remember going, man, this training is intense. That's why they did it, to put them in good position in these points in the season in the playoffs. So they're a team that you can't outlast. These other teams, maybe they might beat you in 2 quarters, but they ain't going to beat you in 4 quarters. Just like that meme. I know it's funny. I make a joke, but it's true. The meme where it shows DK and Pete Carroll, they're celebrating at halftime. Oh, yeah. And it says, congratulations on being the first half wild card winners. First half. They couldn't do that in the second half. It's funny. Like, it's a funny joke, but it's true. It's like, they were celebrating at halftime like they beat our ass. There's 2 more quarters. They forgot. They didn't get the memo. They did not get the memo. And I'm not worried about that first half defense. You know what? Because the Niners are a tough team. 4 quarters. You ain't beating them, all 4 of them. So that's my answer to that. Yeah, 100% throwback. No perfect games. All teams make mistakes in the game. And it matters who makes the least mistakes and who can capitalize on those mistakes. So 100%, my man. Appreciate you guys. I'm going to head out. I'm going to watch this Bengals game versus the Ravens. Joe Burrow is about to dice up the Ravens. We'll go live a little bit later on Instagram. I appreciate you guys. Tomorrow night, Tampa Bay, Dallas, and the winner gets to play the 49ers. Ain't that special? Ain't that sweet? Woo! I can't wait. I'm hyped. Let's go. 49ers, second seed, number 1 in our hearts. Just dominated the Seahawks. 3-0 against the Seahawks. 7-0 against the NFC West. Undefeated in our last 11 games. 1-0 in the playoffs. Let's go. Special season. I love you. Have a good night. Make sure you like. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you tell your buddies to hop on over to RSF 49ers. I love you. Have a good night.